Hello, this is Levistro, the Dragon of Cyberspace, coming to you with all news, tips, and tricks within the gaming spectrum. Last night's episode of Levistro Rants, I covered my conversation with Pickax and included the concept of free speech and free speech platforms, reading Rumble's TOS, Truth Social's TOS, covering the Timcast 2022 interviews with Getter CEO and Gab CEO, the legal constraints of free speech, followed by my own belief and thoughts regarding Pickax, a new social platform. But what is Pickax? And is it a free speech platform for gamers? Based on Pickaxe's own X account, they claim to say they have no algorithms, no censorship, no AI overlords. They also claim to be a freedom of speech platform. As we discussed in my long-term Levistro Rants episode, every content creator listed in that video also marketed themselves and pitched themselves as a freedom of speech. You could watch that video for a longer context, and what I discovered and believe is defined as freedom of speech in contrast to these platforms' terms of service. But right now, we're going to focus on Pickax. And the reason being is because Pickax, when I shared my live stream and added them, they just went ahead and shared that as well. While I have no problems with this, I don't think I'd be forthcoming if I didn't point out, and I even told them after the stream, I would not endorse them. To me, they are not a free speech platform for gamers. And we'll go into it, because I will be covering the tweets here in this video. Before we continue on, I do want to address that they were very cordial and professional in their talk with me, and I was honestly surprised that they actually did so. And so I was cordial in my questions and responses as well, and I do not encourage harassing them. I'm just here to share a case to you, my thoughts and my discoveries from talking with them, and give you the information you need to make a sound decision. Did you want to go to Pickaxe anyways? That is your choice, but you should know a thing or two from their talks with me. No, I do not consider myself the next Tim Pool or any big YouTuber, nor am I trying to start a dumpster fire. My thoughts has always been to spread the facts and the truth of the nature to the best of my abilities. First off, when you go to the Pickaxe info and terms, they tell you that when you use this service, you agree and accept this as a binding contract. And they advise you not to use the service if you not agree to the bound. The site will change periodically, so these terms will visit these terms frequently as your continued use after such changes are posted means you accept them. So yeah, it's just like when you see a new terms of service and you click accept, and you keep using the platform, you agree to any changes they make. So these terms of services could change. That's the first thing I had an issue with. I think that they should tell you that they should have an updated terms of service, and at least it'll pop up or something to let you know to read the terms of service. Now, I don't know if that's what you're going to do in the future, but this is a binding contract with them. That's what they're saying. That's what they're trying to argue. They say they take our rights to privacy seriously, but that you need to be at least 18 years old of age and live in the United States. Well, first off, some of my viewers are not in the United States. They're not. I have people from Britain. I have people in Asia. I have people in other areas of Europe. Canada. One of my mods is Canadian. So I already, if I use this, I can't reach them. Here they say, when they say to respect your privacy, you acknowledge the verified account is a user that has a verification process by uploading an image of a currently unexpired government ID. So just like YouTube, they're requesting an ID. So there goes my right to privacy. That's it, provided if I want to have a verified account. But if I want to be a creator on there, creator account, you acknowledge that creator account user is a verified account user, which has applied and has been approved by Pickax in its sole discretion to become a Pickax creator. So not only do they require that you become a verified account user, you have to get their permission to be a creator. I can upload a video on YouTube and not have a problem. I can upload a video on Rumble and not have a problem. If I get the premium access, which yes does have a verification status of its own, I can upstream right straight to Rumble without any further issues. But what if I don't have the minimum required followers for Pickaxe? What if I need 1,000 followers? I'm a small channel. I don't even have 500 on YouTube. So already this doesn't interest me. Then I decided to see if they have any restrictions. Now, for the most part, most of this is legal. You know, like what I'm saying is, what they're asking you is not to do anything that's illegal, and that, for the most part, I can agree on. Until we get to Section K, posting any information which is not protected by the First Amendment of the United States Constitution, First Amendment. Yeah, that's fair, because there are things that are literally outside the First Amendment. And then they add in here, including without limitation. So anything that's in the First Amendment, because that's what they're saying, including. Because if it's not protected by the First Amendment, it's illegal, like above. Posting or transmitting an unlawful, harmful, threatening, abusive, harassing, vulgar, obscene, profanity, sexually explicit, pornographic material, or otherwise objectionable material of any kind. So, from reading this, they mixed all the words together. But vulgar. So, you know, I can't say fuck Pickaxe if they piss me off and their terms of service sucks. I can't say that. I can't vent that way. Profanity. I can't use profanity of any site. And sexually explicit or pornographic material, which surprisingly, as we covered in my longer video, is free speech. So already they're censoring that. It's not censorship to not allow things that are actually illegal, where you can go to jail or be held in accountable in a court of law. That's not censorship. All right, because the First Amendment does not grant those protections. There are several cases to help in that. In my longer video, I actually explain those differences. But I couldn't find anything on the moderation policy on here. So again, I decided to ask Pickaxe. In this case, I was surprised they responded, but I took advantage of the fact they did respond to ask questions. This thing I asked them, and a quote tree, I need proof of bot control, natural growth, not manufactured growth from Rumble Video. Yes, in Rumble Video, they actually do require Rumble content creators to read 5 ads, as seen here. If you look at the ads here, they tell you need a minimum of 10 viewers, and here's the list of the current ones I have for today. However, one of the ones that are in there is Pickaxe. Rumble has been shielding Pickaxe hard lately. They actually responded and said, only verified accounts can ever be trend, be recommended, or really be seen outside intentionally going and looking up an unverified account. Therefore, you will not gain traction or reach. So there's no freedom of reach unless you have a verified account, which means you have to show your ID card, which means you had to violate your own right to privacy. As for comparison between us and other platforms, we are bringing in a wide net of creators from all political backgrounds. We're also bringing people from different industries, including gaming, food, health, entertainment, sports, and more. Yes, they're doing so by having their ads in Rumble, and Rumble requiring content creators to read the Rumble ads, which Pickaxe is one of them. And you're also using another market that we've seen in the longer video, that and even just a short peek in this one, every free speech platform has said. All these corporations know that free speech is a commodity. They can pitch that and gain followers real quick, gain gain views and accounts, all that they desperately need, but they also know you won't read the terms of service. And in my longer video, we covered which ones they do limit for free speech, just as we're doing with Pickaxe. Or rather, even like, for example, Tim Pool exposed Getter, Rumble, and Gab for similar terms of service conditions. And they're all pretty much all the same. That this one here, as we'll find out, doesn't have a hate speech violation policy. The appeal isn't just having cheap knockoff, but to superior features that give you, the human and creator, more of a voice and a better opportunity to earn revenue. As we have shown, for a perfect example of truth, your voice. Everyone keeps saying your voice, your voice. It has become a corporation sales pitch. What do they know of my voice? And to be a creator on there, they have to determine if I fit the requirements as a creator for their program. I don't need that for YouTube. I don't need that for Rumble. And I don't need that for X. Once I'm verified in X, I can stream on there. I can write articles if I get a bigger account upgrade. They got Rumble integration for Rumble videos are playable in the newsfeed as a native to the platform. We even have a beta feature where you can connect your channel for automatic posting of videos and live streams. You can write articles. Well, that's nice and dandy, but I don't just stream to Rumble. I stream to X, I stream to YouTube, I stream to Kick at times, which I stopped for a while because I want them to fix their bots. And come later too, you can send email newsletters, build your email list, which you own and can take with you if you decide to go somewhere else. I don't plan on having an email account. I don't communicate with my content creator, my community for email, community for Discord, Twitter, and videos. We are giving you your voice back and have a very human-centered social platform. Interesting, they said that very human-centered, but we're going to find out that's not the case. I need a verified account to show my ID as or pay for it. What if I'm in VTuber? Also, what if I want to stream a game Rumble doesn't allow, but X does? What's your limitations of content? Will I have to censor myself, or will I have the ability to say my account isn't for kids? They continue on saying, to be verified, you should submit your ID so we can verify name that you're over 18. In the US, we do not charge verification. That is free. If you are a streamer and have a brand handle for that, please include the link in your profile so we can verify. We do not censor so long as it's legal and not pornographic. Those are our two restrictions. Outside of that, we do not limit your content. We're already, they admitted to censorship. Outside that, those are our two restrictions, right? Pornographic, not pornographic. Which my big larger video, well, let me put it this way: if you want to have an argument with it, Duke Nukem has nudity in it. The pinball has naked ladies in it. There's a bunch of retrieved boobs as a boss. There's boobs on the wall. You name it. If you haven't played Duke Nukem, that's a perfect example. Or Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Or even Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. The Witcher series. Let's just put that one out there. So I continue. So there are limitations in comparison to X when it comes to speech. I guess in our Parler back before Twitter got it shut down, where anything but actual legal content was allowed, is too much to ask for. Okay, so the trade-off, how is your support? Now, to give context, Parler, I had a Parler account before it got shut down. This was back during the Jack Dorsey days, and Jack Dorsey Twitter was having their lunch eaten by Parler. Parler was a completely free speech platform. You could post anything you want, whatever you want, however you want it. And then when it came back up, which I found out later on, and I forgot to add this in the video, is their community guidelines, which I forgot to cover, actually says no porn on it. And as well as a lot more restrictions. So that's why I say, back in the days before Twitter shut it down, I want my free speech. I want my free speech as legal speech. That's what I want. And they say here, they admit to it. Yes, again, admit to the second time they censor. Yes, the main limitation we implement is that X does not is a ban on pornography. No censorship. Parler got in trouble for not stopping illegal speech, such as violent threats. Actually, no, they didn't. They were actually acquitted from all that. That's why they were able to return, even though I didn't have a Parler account that time period. Our support is great, and even if you have an issue, you can email us at support Pickax, and we can help in any way. Now, I haven't tested this out, but I will say Rumble's support feature, I'm still waiting on my main account to be unlocked because they thought it was a bot. And I emailed and tried to get a hold of support, and all I got is a fuck you letter basically saying your account's not locked. Well, if you go to Livystrator4, it is locked. So right there, that is kind of a plus that they have a direct contact that X does not. And I corrected them. I say actually Parler reported illegal speech to authorities and locked accounts for it. So basically another Gab and Truth, because Gab and Truth, or actually I always say Gab and Getter appreciated each other days apart from each other on Timcast, and each one, including Pickaxe here, claims to be superior. But unlike X, actual support email and valid ID verification system. Thank you for your responses in time. Not believing they were going to continue conversation. They say a Gab or Truth. Actually, before we get over that, let's go back up. And I asked them a follow-up question before they answered the other one. I said, I also read your script required on the Rumble Studio. You say no bots, but use bots to moderate it. If I understand correctly. So it's AI moderated like how YouTube is going. Sorry for all the questions. I'm being genuine here. They told me they don't use bots to moderate. And then they reworded themselves saying, we have a technology implemented that catches AI, sex annuity, and others we currently use for reporting system. So they literally just say they have censorship and a moderation technology. And they didn't answer this part until I asked it again. You have technology implemented. From understand, you have an AI system. Yes, the system is set to detect pornography using AI and algorithms. You stop this before it gets posted. No algorithms. No AI overlords. And yet, as we see here, using AI and algorithms. Right there, I felt like I was lied to. And I actually mentioned and spurred on it about how I don't like being lied to. I don't like corporate doublespeak. I don't like this stuff. I want straight up, honest answers. If you can't give me an answer, which we've seen the Getter CEO do on Timcast in 2022, it was the same thing. At least they're being a little direct and actually answering yes or no's. Probably because they don't want to use a lot of characters, whatever. So I tell them, thank you for your time, not for me, wish you well, but I'm sure to let people know you're an option and your limitations and features based on our conversation truthfully. I'm not a fan of censorship or AI moderation of content. I don't want to worry if my streams violate TOS. And then going back here when I said actually, when I corrected their Parler, they said a Gab or Truth, they had full integration with Rumble, the ability to write and distribute articles and build up an email list and newsletters. So they're still trying to sell this to me, because I did say, if you can convince me that I should have had this, I will do the ad. Because I will literally go in there, I will literally make an account, I will literally go and talk, like what I'm doing right now. It's about not making an account. And I said, one more question. You said we had the ability to connect our channels. What about YouTube or others so we can notify our viewers on your platform? You're saying we can integrate those as well. Other than AI moderation, censorship, and legal speech, it's interesting. Which it is. I mean, there are some interesting things. I can automatically integrate Rumble. And I would love to have that option with YouTube and everywhere else on Pickaxe, which, as you can see here, YouTube videos are playable on our newsfeed as are Spotify and Apple Podcasts, but we only have it set up to connect to your Rumble channel and auto-posting, which I found kind of curious. That's all they said. They said, what's stopping you from auto-posting from YouTube and others? What about Discord integration, if you don't mind me asking? And the reason I asked about Discord is because I'm looking for something where I can notify my viewers that on Discord that I'm live on, say, Rumble, YouTube, whatever, so they can click the link and go. All right? Because on YouTube, I select no, my content is not safe for kids, which literally hinders my reach, because I don't want children watching my streams. even though it's late at night. And so Discord gets a lot of clicks. They say we are open to anything. We're leaning heavily on Rumble because of their dedication to free speech, which, as we covered in my longer video and as shown out, they aren't fully free speech in their terms of service. They actually have a hate speech policy, which is against free speech, because hate speech is, sadly to say, as I said in my longer video, by law, it's free speech. Village of Skokie versus National Socialist Party. And in pornography as well, there are several laws and cases that govern or explain how pornography is free speech and where the line is drawn. YouTube has banned a lot of our users, including our CEO, so we aren't really motivated to try to forge a relationship. Personally, I disagree. I think you should, as a free speech platform. I think you should do that to convince these people, even if they won't, that free speech is the way to go. There's a lot of money to be made off of it. Sounds more like a political speech location, which I'm not a political channel. We're open to other opportunities for sure. Well, you don't sound like it if you're going to say you're open to anything, but you're not motivated to do so. So I don't think you sound open. And so I clarify, I'm only saying this because a lot of creators multi-stream, but I'm hesitant to say you're free speech. Rumble has a hate speech and speech community finds offensive, similar to YouTube and Blue Sky, to be fair. It's not what I fought for, because I'm pointing out I'm a veteran. You need a lot more to offer than you have. So they posted this shortly before my stream, and I added in there as well. They don't ban hate speech or offensive speech. To be clear, only illegal speech and pornographic content. Which I said, thank you for your cordial and professionalism. I let my viewers know, but I can't recommend you. You admitted to having an algorithm using AI oversight and censorship of illegal speech like Getter, Blue Sky, and Gab. As a veteran, I can't in good conscience endorse you as a 1A platform, First Amendment. And that's the thing. Every corporation knows that that's big tech or indie tech, small tech, whatever you want to call it, knows that free speech is a commodity. If you can get people to convince people that you're a free speech platform, if you pitch yourself as a free speech platform, there are people that will rush to that platform. Shut up and take my money. And a lot of people don't read terms of service. So if you read the terms of service and know your civics education, which 60% of Americans do not know their civics education across party lines, generations, and elsewhere, this has actually been an actual study, they're going to run to it. This is why I make this video. I cannot in good conscience recommend Pickaxe. Pickaxe is not a free speech platform for gamers. Because what if I decided, like I said, play Duke Nukem or KCD by their own terms of service? Even in Rumble, even though I'm streaming on Rumble, I can get banned. I can have my content cut down. I can have it modified, deleted, or changed without my notice. I stream it on Rumble, and so far Rumble hasn't done anything because I believe it's not violating free speech protections. I believe I'm not doing it in an obscene manner. But I think it would be nice to have a filter so people can choose what they want to see and what not to see. And me as a content creator, I don't mind pressing an extra button like, yeah, this is not safe for kids, or this has this kind of things in there. Just a little click the button as I'm setting up my videos and live streams. So that way I can keep kids safe, because I am a parent at the end of the day. I can express myself because I am a human who loves his free speech and a veteran who swore to uphold and defend the Constitution. And no one gets censored. Well, what do you think, viewer? Put your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, happy gaming.
Worlds clash in endless collision. Gaming news with a fierce precision. With a spark so wild it breaks the norm. In the tempest eye of cyberstorm. Reclaim gaming and dragon cast. Fire breathing wide, screaming loud. The Vistro's here to shake the crowd. Psychotic dragon ready to ignite. Hold on tight.